Yo, what up though? This is Apex 3900. And just quick thought. Just got done listening to Sergeant Willie Pete's latest video of Dear and Alicia. And it's and at the culmination, he was just smacking down some of this particular female's talking points. The basic tropes. Shout out to myself. I coined the phrase the color purple complex. That video's on my other channel, and I came up with that about 4 maybe 5 years ago. Yeah, the color purple complex is it's when every black woman views a successful, upwardly mobile, functional man. They view him as Mister off the color purple. So whenever a black woman comes across a black man who, quote unquote, has his shit together, their default programming reverts to, oh well, he's gonna use his his upwardly mobileness to oppress me in some shape, form, or fashion. So, you know, I better just deal with this degenerate over here who isn't upwardly mobile. But then that becomes a how you say that becomes a pickle that they put themselves in, because if said man is powerless to quote unquote oppress them, then said man is powerless to benefit them. So it just, you know they get caught in that hamster wheel. And this particular female, she was spouting the same old color purple complex rhetoric, you know. And let me say this. Let me say this. A lot of what well, let me say this in particular. As far, I don't have a criminal record. Okay, so I haven't been to prison. I've been to lockup. I have been in the back of a couple squad cars in my day. I will say that I've been booked. I have had a couple. I have had my mug shot taken. You know what I'm saying? A few times. I'm not even gonna front. But as far as prison, I don't have any misdemeanors or felonies on my record. But I do have a child, one child. Yeah, I know SWP likes to champion childless men. Hey, for you childless men out there, more power to you. 8 years ago, I could say the same thing. Not so much now. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, even though I am a single father, I have not raped and pillaged. And with that said, I even as a single father, I refuse to date a single mother. So I contradict myself. Is that a contradiction? Yeah. Do I care? Bitch, no. what's that? What's that TikTok sound when the little dude was eating a little sandwich, a little ice cream sandwich? And he was like, "Do I care?" Bitch, no, no, I don't care. I don't care that that's a contradiction. Yes, I'm a single father, and I will not date a single mother unless she is exceptional. Unless, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say I won't fold. You know what I'm saying, but she gotta be hitting on a whole bunch of other, cylinders for me to even consider that. But with that said, I have one child. I don't have multiple kids out here by multiple baby mamas. Look, I touched that stove once and I learned my lesson. Trust me. Trust me. Being on the 11th floor of the courthouse down on Locust in downtown Locust Avenue on downtown Kansas City. That was enough for me. That was enough. I to be honest with you, I can't see how brothers. I don't see how they can do it and just have baby, multiple children with multiple baby mamas. Because I know you're you're compromising your dignity somewhere, somewhere in there. Because I know this is a side note. Because somewhere in there, automatically, the way these women are, the way they're orientated, their orientation is as soon as they get the baby, oh, they got the ups on you. That's like a golden ticket to just unleash whatever level of fuckery they want. As soon as they get a child by you, oh, they believe that's a golden ticket to just show their natural black ass. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. So when I hear these guys, and I've heard this shit back during the game wars several years back when the pro gamers and the anti-game guys were going back and forth in these black YouTube streets. And then you hear the game guys, they would say, well, I don't have that problem from these women because my mouthpiece is so cold and my penis game is A1 and yada yada yada. Bruh, no you're not. No, no it's not, and no you're not. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Because if you connect the dots, given these females' orientation, as it pertains to male female relationship dynamics, I know automatically that when they get a baby, they think that that is in fact a golden ticket to act a fool. So if you do, for the most part, I'm not gonna say I'm not even gonna say for the most part, but more than a lot of these guys would like to admit, I'll say that much. They're compromising. They're bending the knee to get her to acquiesce to some level of compliance. You know what I'm saying? They're compromising their manhood on some level. You know what I mean? Because let me tell you this. Back in 2016, summer of 2016, I'll never forget it. It was hot as fuck. I went down to the courthouse probably over a course of a week, probably four, maybe five times. No, it was a course of 2 weeks. My bad. Over the course of 2 weeks. And one day, because it would be a whole bunch of couples that would show up. The females would sit on one side outside of the courtroom waiting for their name to get called so they can go in or whatever the case is, yada, yada, yada. And in a lot of cases, you go in, you sit down on the benches, and then you would hear all these proceedings ahead of you. Well, this couple came in, and the female who filed the motion to put the gentleman on child support, when the judge asked her would she like to go forward with the proceedings, she said no. And they were standing together. When you go in there, it's like two podiums, kind of like in the fucking how you say the daytime courtroom TV shows. It's like that. Like you really go in there and you're on one side. Like you're on one side, she's on the other. Well, they were standing together. I said, oh, see, he broke up with her and she threatened to put him on child support. So he bent the knee and got back with her ass. She cracked that whip on him. And that's how I see a lot of guys. Uh, quiet as kept. quiet is kept. A lot of these guys who claim to have who claim to have, you know, so much bang up success with a particular demographic of female who has a certain ideology and orientation, but they claim to have so much success. Something's not quite right there. Something's not, that equation is not, you know, that equation is not factoring out. There's something awry there. You're not telling the whole story. Somebody's not telling the truth. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. But anyway, towards the end of SWP's video, you know, he went down the list of prior misandric feminists, black females who have spouted this old tired trope of the big angry black man. You know, these guys are so deleterious, they're derelicts, they don't build, they don't do this, they're dangerous, they're super predators, yada, 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 all this other shit, right? And he said, man, we're tired of that shit. We're tired of that shit. And really, over the past year or so, I'm at the point, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this particular brother, Silent Lamont, aka Silent, or you know, we call him Silent Lamont. He was a frequent contributor here in black YouTube spaces, and you know, in the black manosphere, yada yada yada. And he used to say back in the day, like when we were going, you know, we would have these, you know, these arduous conversations that we would just, you know, go through all of the talking points and dissect them one by one, and he would just interrupt everybody as we're in this cipher and we're building. He would just interrupt everybody and be like, man, it's over, it's over, it's over. And that used to kind of, you know, irritate me from time to time, but I think I'm there now. I'm where right now. I think I'm at where Silent Lamont was 3 or 4 years ago. And 3 or 4 years ago, Silent Lamont was my age, going into his latter 30s. 3 or 4 years ago, I was in my early to mid 30s. You get what I'm saying? But I'm there now. Trust me, I'm there. I'm to the point. These females can levy all the accusations they want to. They can come with all the, well, you're not doing this, so, and you're not doing that, and we're not gonna do X, Y, and Z until you do this. So in the fuck what? I absolutely, positively don't care. I'm at that point now. They can levy all the demands they want to. They can levy all the charges they want to. I completely don't give a fuck. I don't. I'm at that point to where if you don't come already with the correct orientation, I don't even want to deal with you at all. I don't even want to have a conversation with you at all. I'm not dealing with nothing else. I'm not going to sit up here and jump through rings of fire to try to prove to you that, you know, I'm worthy to lead. No, don't even fuck with me if you're not going to acquiesce and not be a hindrance to my leadership. Just get the fuck on. Go deal with that Dusty over there. And you and him can battle back and forth for leadership. You know what I mean? You come over here, you're going to get in pocket off tops. You're going to break yourself off tops. Or, yeah, you're going to submit off tops. I say she got to break herself. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess, you know, this word submission is a dirty word or whatever the case is. I don't care what you want to call it. You can call it mom and pop soft serve ice cream for all I care. You know what I mean? As long as you fucking do it. Well, you gotta be this tall, and you gotta make this amount, and you gotta. I'm not hearing none of that shit. I'm not hearing none of that shit. Get the fuck on. Get on. Go on from around me. Go on from around here. If you don't already have the correct orientation, the correct ideology and orientation, do not, don't even look at me. Just keep that shit pushing. You know what I'm saying? For real. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and end with this because I've been hearing a lot over the past 6 to 7 years on YouTube. You know, a lot of these women, they're talking about self-love. Self-love, ladies. It's all about self-love. It's self-love. We're going on a self-love journey. And then, you know, you got these other guys like Derek Jackson, the self-love, you know, he's going on tour, the self-love tour and all this other shit. You know what I mean? Well, you know, I think it's high time that that black men go uh, uh, on our self-love journey. Because as I see it, our our love, we've put the needs and the wants of everybody else above our own. And I think it's high time that we go on our self-love journey. And whosoever is going to accompany us on this journey, well, they're gonna they're gonna learn to love our journey. Because the bottom line, that's just, you know, that's just my mindset right now. I don't care what she likes. I don't care if she likes this. I don't care if she likes that. I like this, and I like that. And she's gonna learn to like what I like. You know what I mean? Now that may sound misogynistic, but at this point, I absolutely do not care. Because, you know, like the live stream that I did a few months ago, talking about Ragnarok. This shit is Ragnarok. This shit is absolutely fucking Ragnarok. Because we have a population of females whose orientation is to get with compromised males so as to where they can manipulate the situation and and control the reins of power. I believe it was Julius Caesar who said, "I would rather be first in a village than be second in a city." And when Julius Caesar, when I heard that quote by Julius Caesar, I said, "Wow, it makes sense now. It makes sense now. I would rather be first. I'd rather be the first man in a village than the second man in a city." Mm, mm, mm. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense as to why these females choose these situations, because they would rather be first in a shitty situation than play second fiddle or second in an illustrious situation. But we have that, then we have a population of males as to where their mating call is to put on the facade if it's not authentic dereliction, it's the facade of dereliction to attract these females. So then what you have is a self-sustaining ecosystem of just sheer fuckery. Sheer fuckery. You got women looking for compromised males, so now you have males acting as if they're compromised. Or, at the very least, they're not putting excellency and upward mobility as a priority. They're focusing on mediocrity just to gain sexual access. They're focusing on mediocrity in their intellectual pursuits and their personal achievement pursuits. They're sacrificing that to further their sexual conquests. Then it just becomes a fucking revolving door. It just, like I said, it becomes a self-sustaining ecosystem of fuckery. And I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. Because what I've come across is that this mating call, this black mating call, is that, black females, how they try to flirt with black males is they go about disrespecting said black man, kind of in a elementary, very juvenile, flirtatious way and whatnot, you know. And it's kind of like when they come across a man like me, who I put my respect paramount. My respect is number one. So when they come to me with an orientation. They try to treat me as every other Negro that they come across. And even when they envision the black man in their mind, that they envision a derelict, shucking and jiving ass nigga who's just concerned with looking fly and chasing women, and whatever disdain they have for that particular archetype in their mind, they project that out onto me. And I'm like, that's not who I am as a man. That's not how I define myself. I don't define myself. I don't identify the same way that the average, everyday, run-of-the-mill, stereotypical derelict black man does. So, but they come to me and try to treat me as if I'm one of those. Then they find, no, I'm not one of those. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. But anyway, like I said, it's Ragnarok. The only way that we're gonna go, only way we're gonna get through this is we just gotta let the bottom fall out. We just gotta keep going and just let natural selection and evolution take its course, and just hope that that we're in the numbers when the Saints go marching in. But anyway, that's all I got, man. I'ma holler at y'all later, man. Peace.